nice turn. Origi turn, shoots.
Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to do something a bit different in this video. I don't know if you are going to be annoyed by it. For me, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. I don't really understand why anyone would have an issue with it. But I'm going to be playing the live game in a friendly, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't currently have the players or indeed the coins to build a full Portuguese league team around Bruno Fernandes, or enough at least to give him chemistry, or at least players I want to use. I've got a couple of dodgy players that I don't really want to use, and that's why I'm not going to bother. So the beautiful thing this year is in friendlies, there's obviously loads of different game modes, mystery ball swaps and things like that. They're all fun, but there is a classic mode, which is just straight up online single, but there's also a max chemistry mode, which means that you can play whatever team you want. You can put every player in your team on one chemistry, but you go into the max chem mode and every player has 10 chemistry, so it's like everyone links to each other. That's what I really like about it, and that's what I'm going to play in today. That's what I've been playing in with Bruno Fernandes, actually. I played one Rivals game with him, and he was decent. He actually came on as a sub, and he made a massive difference to the team, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to review him in the first place. But I've played quite a few friendly games with him in max chemistry, because I've been trying to get to grips with a few players, and I've wanted to use my loan cards, because obviously the loans don't count in friendlies this year. So I'm going to do that today because I can't build a team around him. And it's either do that or don't do the review, essentially. So hopefully you guys are okay with it. Let me know down below whether you do have an issue, and I won't do it again. But yeah, 4-star, 4-star, high, 5-10. Of course, he stayed at Sporting this year, didn't move, which has probably kept his price down because he's only like 6,500 coins. This guy's got some insane stats for 6.5k. Now, he doesn't have 10 chemistry, so we can rectify that. So before we look at his stats, that's the team I'm going to be playing him in. He's actually going to be playing on this side, like this, and we will play. I'm going to stick to this formation. I do have a 5 at the back formation that switches into a 3 at the back formation when we're attacking. I'll maybe move into that, but I want to test this formation in this FIFA because obviously this formation, FIFA 19, was the go-to. I used it all the time. However, this year I've not tried it yet, so we're going to give it a go. But in the interest of just giving Bruno Fernandes full chem for a second, just so that we can have a look at his stats fully boosted. It says team chemistry 64, so that obviously takes it down a little bit. So you're not going to get to see the full boost, but you're more or less there. So he's got reasonable acceleration and sprints, but he's not a fast player, he's not a slow player, so it's okay. The boost of the Maestro will boost that shot power and the long shots. They actually both go to 99 and 98 respectively. So there's that. Attack positioning goes up. I've got it next to me actually by 5. So everything, maybe not everything's by +1. Some of it's by +2. So dribbling, for instance, doesn't go up by 8. It actually goes up by 10 if he's on full chem. It's because my team chemistry is low. However, in friendlies with the max chem, he would be on maximum chemistry, which means the chem style would take full effect. So that's why I'm reading it out like this. Of course, he's got fantastic stamina, which means he's going to be able to compete with any player throughout any stage of the game, which is phenomenal. You've got really nice long passing, short passing, brilliant free kicks, especially with the boost of the Maestro. The reason I want to do the Maestro, by the way, is because you get a nice blend of dribbling, passing, and shooting, which obviously as a cam he's going to be required to use all 3, theoretically at least. So you get a nice even spread of all 3 of them. I didn't feel the need to boost the pace. Maybe you will. It depends on how you play the game. But pace is quite a balanced thing this year, I would say. You know, the slow players feel slow and the fast players feel fast. So he's going to feel as fast as anyone else does with 77 pace, in theory, and that's what I like about it. Now, moving that team back the way it was, I mean, theoretically, I know I could probably play Seferovic up front, give him a little bit of chem, etc., but I'm just going to do this, and hopefully you guys are okay with me playing in friendlies. I mean, we're going to be playing against other people who just have a joy of playing the game, and they're not playing for a reward or anything, so some of these people might have their loan cards, and they just want to try and get the most out of their loans. Other people might just be trying to practice before they go into Rivals, etc. I just want to use this team because, that team's not great, but it's it's got Hullet in it, which I've used for like 20 games or so by now, and obviously you don't use the loan, so I think I'm going to just stick to that. I'm never going to use him outside of friendlies, because it means I have Hullet in a friendlies team. And I like that. I like the fact that they've got this mode in here. If they're not going to get rid of chemistry, at least give us a game mode where we can actually play with a dream team, if you will. Now, without any further ado, let's find out how good Bruno Fernandes actually is. Looking for Bruno Fernandes, little 1-2 here with Kai Havertz maybe. Back it comes. The ball just took a deflection. Bruno Fernandes went for it anyway. He was never going to get there. And that's our first, I wouldn't say real chance, but it was our first semi-chance, I suppose, to break the back line. Hullet. This is Pookie. Back into Havertz. Could have played that back. There is Bruno Fernandes back into Kai Havertz, and it's in the back of the net for 1-0. Nice start. Bruno Fernandes linking up with Kai Havertz. I tell you what, I love Havertz in this game. He's so good. He's so clinical. And we are 1-0 to the good. Oh, Sabitza's got it. Launched it forward. Pookie's going to control that and controls it well. Brilliant football from Timo Pukki. Lifts it into the path of Bruno Fernandes, who's got a 5-star weak foot, I believe. No, it's a 4-star, but good effort on him. Good save from the goalkeeper. I probably could have done a little bit better there, to be honest. We had Timo Pukki arriving in the area. It was a great save from the keeper. It's going to come back to him here as well. Into Pukki, into... I mean, he could have gone for goal, and he's gone for goal, and he's scored. And that is Bruno Fernandes in a nutshell. I mean, power, precision, great effort with the left foot as well. I tried. I say I tried. The option was there to lay it off round the corner. The other option was to try and fake shot it round the corner as well, like do almost like a scoop turn. That's what I tried to do, and it nearly came off, and in the end he's just absolutely slapped it into the bottom. And we are 2-0 up, and we're more or less in complete control of this game. He's relatively good, my opponent, but I think he's just trying to learn shooting mechanics. That's a terrible pass. Ruud Hullet pokes it through, and it's intercepted, as everything is. There's an interception by Bruno Fernandes. I was going to try and play that long from Kai Havertz. I've decided against it. Another interception, but it does fall from Sabitzer. Pukki from Bruno Fernandes, back to Pukki, back to Bruno Fernandes. Oh, it was greedy. It's gone in anyway, because I don't know what happened. Touch of the FIFA 19s about that one, that goal. But I tried to give it back to Bruno Fernandes. I should have just scored, but that's another goal for Timo Pukki. It won't count on his record, unfortunately, but there should be like a friendlies record. But it's his tally is definitely creeping up. Pukki, Havertz, Bruno Fernandes. Still got it, Bruno Fernandes. Hullet, back to Bruno Fernandes. Oh, that's a foul, ref. I mean, I've cocked it up. I've actually tried to do one of the new fancy roulettes and completely nosed it up and been fouled in the process. Oh, it's brilliant footwork. Bruno Fernandes couldn't get his shot off. I love passing on the edge of the area in this game. It's intricate and it actually works. FIFA 19's passing was all over the place. This is relatively accurate. Little dink over the top here. Bruno Fernandes on the volley, and least said about that, the better. I mean, all in all, it's safe to say that Bruno Fernandes is one of the better players that I've used so far in FIFA. Of course, I've not used the likes of Ronaldo and Messi or any icon outside of Hullet. However, he's a very, very good player. And this is the type of player that suits the game. So you've got a very high dribbling, ball control, great passer of the ball, not too bad in front of goal from distance in particular. He's not fast, but he's not slow, and I think that suits the game this year. If you've got a lot of pace, obviously you're going to be slightly more desirable, but you don't need a lot of pace is what I'm saying in this game. If you've got 70 or high 70s in terms of pace, you should be fine in terms of an attacking midfielder or even indeed a central midfield player. So Bruno Fernandes, for me, weaknesses were few and far between. I mean, you could argue that the strength was maybe a weakness. I wouldn't personally, but it's definitely there for you to argue. The balance could be a little bit higher. The main negative for me, of course, is just the fact that it's almost impossible to fit him into a good team, especially at this stage of the game, because you either need to be surrounding him with the likes of Ronaldo and João Felix and what have you, Bernardo Silva, etc. You know, those players are all expensive. Every single one of them is expensive at this stage. So unless you play Max Chemistry game mode, which I actually really enjoy, it's just a shame you don't get coins or indeed any sort of reward for it. But just for the sake of playing with this player, either use him as a super sub or go into max chemistry for now and actually just give him a go. 6,500 coins. There is absolutely no way he will remain that cheap. He is going to rise in price throughout the next week or two when the game is released fully. I mean, surely it has to. There's no way it stays at 6.5k for an 85 rated card this good. I have very little in the way of negatives to say about it, so I'm not going to speak too much longer. But what I will say is, if this guy played in a top 5 league, it would be so much more expensive even now, because it would just be one of the better cards under, you know, the top sort of 86, 87 rated plus cards, you know, the non-walkouts, if you will. But if you want to leave your feedback down below, whether you don't mind watching some more max chemistry game mode, because it's basically the same thing, it just means everyone's on 10 chem, then feel free to let me know if you do or you don't mind in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.